Hey guys, this is how I flew to Disneyland for one day for $25 by myself. I have a subscription service to a company called Hometown Flights, and they specialize in Salt Lake and Provo, I think more Provo than Salt Lake, Utah flights on the cheap. And so they are not like some weird, if you maybe make it to the airport, you maybe get a seat or anything like that. It is a legitimate cheap ticket. And so the way it works is they couple discount codes and specific dates to the ticket, and then the company itself goes into the actual airport and purchases the tickets in person on certain days. And the lines, like I've seen the videos of them and the photos, the lines are like a mile long to get these flights. But by going in person, they get to have taken off of it the online convenience fee. I think it's like $80 a ticket that you are now saving. And so last year, through emails, I saw that they had a $12 flight to Disney there and back in the same day. I am a little over 3 hours away from the Provo airport. So it's not like it's like, just hop in the car and go for me. Like, it is still kind of a long drive. But round trip, it's maybe $80 in fuel. So I don't feel too bad. And so I saw this $12 deal, was needing a Mom-cation. So I booked it for a different date than the $12. And so it ended up being $25 for me to go to Disneyland with this company because they went into the airport in person and bought it. And we have done other flights. So last year we also flew from Provo to Mesa, Arizona as a family of 5. Like, I have 2 teenagers and a tween. It's not like we have little lap kids or anything. So full grown people, almost, family of 5, 265 round trip to Mesa, Arizona. So I'm going to put those stats up here. Super convenient. My 3 kids and I flew to Disneyland in November. My daughter's dance company was dancing in Disney. The first official day of them being decorated for Christmas, and we got rained out. It was really sad, but we flew for $228 round trip for the 4 of us. So the cheap tickets start at a certain price. So like the one I looked at was $12 a person. And the more people you add, the higher the per person rate goes. The other thing is with these cheap flights is they are personal item only. To be able to get onto the flight, you have to pay still for a carry-on and a check bag. So we, as a family, if we're flying, we just do the personal item bag, and I'll link that below. That is a bag that is built like a suitcase inside. It's a backpack, and it is like a suitcase inside. It has like a wet bag and straps to hold your clothes in and everything. So I didn't need that for my one flight last year, but that is how we were able to save so much money. So they go in person and buy to waive the online convenience fee. You do a personal item only, and they couple coupons and discount codes and prime dates. And so that is how we were able to save. Here's a post from their Instagram that they regularly kind of put up to show you some of the deals that they can do. Super cool. I flew 6 times last year. And I actually have the lifetime membership. Love it. I have a discount code below for 15% off your first year subscription. I honestly don't know if it's good on a lifetime subscription. It might be. So I have the links all below in the description of how to do that. But I went to Disneyland for 7 hours for $25 last year. I drove to Provo, Utah for several hours. Got up at I left at like 2:30 in the morning. Got to the airport. I will say that 2 of our 3 flights out of Provo last year were delayed by a few minutes. So I did get to the park a little late, got there a little bit after 10. Here's my full schedule for the day of what I did. And I left at 5:35 to get back to John Wayne Santa Ana Airport. So I had like a solid 7.5-ish hours in the park, and it was great. It was awesome. I'm thinking about doing it again this year. Went back to Santa Ana, flew back to Provo, drove home, got there at like 1 a.m. at home. And so it was just under 24 hours for a $25 flight. and it was amazing. So any questions, drop them in the comments below. Would you do this? Would you fly for one day? It was only $25. So yeah, everything's linked below. Here's their Instagram for hometown flights. If you are curious about certain pricing, like can they actually get me a deal? Because these are like email notifications you get each week of their deals. You can always just message them on Instagram and they will get back to you and say, yeah, we can get you a deal for this price, but then you have to subscribe for them to actually book it. So yeah, let me know if you have questions. Super cool thing. We love them. I already have a flight booked for February. So let me know if you have questions. Thanks, guys.